Okay, so basically, for today's session, we'll be having our invited speaker, Sister Adila from CCSC. She's a psychological officer, and she's willing to assist us in sharing knowledge on the workshop of how to do resume and how to find internship placement. So I hope all of the audience here, students, can gain fruitful information on on the sharing session given by Sister Adila. Okay, can I pass the mic to you, Sister Adila?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Fatima. And thank you very much, everyone, for having me. Alhamdulillah. So, Doctor, if I may, can we start with umur kita Al-Fatihah, Doctor?
Yeah, sure. I lupa tadi. Thank you.
Selesai umur kita Al-Fatihah.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Fatima, and all Islamic finance students for having me. I was informed by Dr. Fatima that majority of you are from Islamic finance students. Okay, betul kan, Dr. Kan?
Betul. And I think half of, because next semester 40 students will be taking internship. So I believe half of it probably from Islamic finance, other batch, or also other departments as well.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
I know how many of you are who will be taking your internship at the end of your final semester. Ke semua? Ke memang semua, Doktor?
Sorry, Adila, macam
mana? Majority of them, all the students, they have to undergo their internship during their final semesters, or they have to wait for another one semester?
For Islamic finance student, yes, they need to complete all the courses, including Usra Budi, Arab language, Malay language, and all that. And after that, can only take internship. But for other departments, they have other requirements. It's not the same with Islamic finance student.
Okay, great. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Because also some of the departments, they encourage their students to take during their third year. After the internship, they have to go back to the campus or to have to finish off their remaining courses in IIUM. So Islamic finance mostly final year lah kan, final semester lah kan.
Not mostly, they need to finish all the courses, only then can take intern. Because this is to ease them basically after intern, inshallah. I hope that they can be absorbed by the company lah, and then easy for them for their career opportunities as well, inshallah.
Okay, amin, inshallah. Okay, all right. So thank you very much, Doctor. But for your information, dear students, I am not feeling really well. So kalau ada batuk-batuk tu, minta maaf banyak-banyak. So please bear with me. Okay. All right. So based on my discussion with Dr. Fatima, I was informed that Dr. Fatima has requested me to share with you about the resumes writing and also internship placement, right? And how many of you, may I know how many of you are here already have your own resume with you? Can I see hands, or can I see your feedbacks from the chat box? How many of you already got your own resumes? Siapa yang dah ada resumes? Good. Okay. Good. Baru 5, 6. Okay, good. So I believe that majority of you already got your resumes with you. Okay. So usually, Doctor, when I did this kind of workshops, I usually give my own feedbacks. But then after the sessions, if I have ample time to do one-to-one session with my students, kita akan buat macam itulah. But
Okay.
unfortunately, I suppose we have about 90 students with us. We might have some kind of limitations in terms of to get my feedbacks directly. But what you can do is that after this session, if you want to have a direct feedback from me or Brother Afi, feel free to do so. Cantik, Doktor. Okay, so the students can answer the poll. Okay, so that I can get an overall overview of this. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So without further ado, I would like to share my screen. InsyaAllah, Doktor, boleh. I'll try to finish it early. Within the time,
Okay,
insyaAllah.
insyaAllah.
All right. Macam ni kenapa hilang the full screen?
Ni dah full screen ni?
Ni dah full screen? Okay, tapi saya tak
Side lah.
but I couldn't see. It's Doktor
Tak apa, it's okay. Kita santai je.
Okay, alright. So our topic today, inshallah, is regarding resume and also internship. The things that I will share with you guys is more on the first half of the session will be more on the technical ones. Meaning that kita akan tengok in terms of the resume, what are the pros and cons, what are the things that need to be included in the resumes, and what are the things that I would suggest not to be included in the resumes. I'll be focusing more on the contents itself. Okay, because when we talk about resume, there's no right or wrong. Memang tak ada. Dia macam banyak mazhab kan. Mazhab ni cakap macam ni, mazhab ni cakap macam ni. So kita tak ada standard one. But the things I'll be sharing with you guys is more on the things that I got directly from the companies based on my engagements with them. Okay. All right. So this is I just want to share with you that I really interested to put it here. It's resume. It's more than a piece of paper, because I believe that resume is more than that. I mean, it is representing yourself, and I would say that during your 4 years of your studies in IIUM, you have to cram it into one piece of paper. So sebab tu sangat penting sebenarnya untuk kita tahu apa yang kita perlu letak and apa yang kita tak perlu letak. What are the things that we need to be included in the resume and what are not. Okay, so inshallah, let's proceed. A little bit introduction about myself, Doctor, and the rest of the students. I graduated in IIUM, alhamdulillah, 2012. Okay, so you can approximately assume my age. Kan, tak jauh beza sangat. Kan, muda-muda lagi, insyaAllah. I graduated from psychology, human sciences. Okay, and right after that, I pursued my master's degree in counseling psychology in UKM. And the middle picture is representing me that me as a counselor in IIUM, I also engage with companies a lot. Okay, so meaning that if you notice our office, counseling and also career, so at the same time, if we also do counseling sessions with our students, but at the same time, we also do career coaching, career consultations, and also career programs with our students. Okay, and the third picture is showing that we also do some kind of programs to support our students' graduate employability. Okay, not only limited to counseling sessions, but also some kind of programs. And alhamdulillah, we have a good collaborations with MSES, alhamdulillah, previously regarding mental health, Grand Mental Health Month program also, and some of the other programs that we also collaborate, alhamdulillah. Okay, so any one of you would like to collaborate with us, feel free to do so. Inshallah, we can plan out for next year. Okay. So, as the best grade center in 2018, But unfortunately in 2019 lebih kepada finalist je lah. But last year tak ada award ni. But insyaAllah for this year we are planning to participate again. So hopefully we manage to get back our title, insyaAllah. Okay, so this is, I would say, more on the motivating apa yang kata factor for us to deliver our service the best for our students, insyaAllah. Okay, all right. Now, we already got proceed with our main topic for today. Okay, now, dear students, do you know what's the difference between resume and also CV? Any one of you? Any one of you knows what's the difference between resume and also CV? You can write down in chat box. Boleh, tak ada masalah. I can just read it out. CV is more detailed. Okay, thank you, Ilmi. Amira, CV is longer than 2 pages. Good. Thank you, Amira. Any one of you? Resume is usually 1 page. Okay, correct. Technically speaking, yes, both of them are right. Okay, CV is more detailed and then resume is more brief. Okay, now, in terms of pages, yes, resume usually require you to have only 1 page. 1.5 page is still acceptable, but not more than 2 pages. Okay, all right. Why? Later, inshallah, I will explain on it. Meanwhile, CV is acceptable if you have more than 2 pages. Okay, tak ada masalah. Because we have to look at the contents itself. That's why the length of the document itself is different from one another. Okay, so resume, usually fresh graduate is required or you are opt to have your resume instead of CV. Okay, kalau kita tengok fresh grad ataupun kita tengok orang yang dah bekerja. If we compare the fresh graduate students, the fresh graduates, and as compared to 5 years of a person who already worked before, selalunya kita akan bezalah resume and also CV. Okay, that's the first one, the difference. Meaning that in terms of your background, fresh grad and orang yang dah bekerja, experienced worker. Okay, so usually fresh grad is more on the resume and experienced worker is more on the CV. Why? Okay, resume, you have to understand that this is the time for you to apply for your first job usually. Okay, so that's why the length of the document is lesser as compared to CV. Okay, so CV is longer because of if you are an experienced worker, you have so many things to be included in the CV. Okay, that's why it will not be called as resume. It will call as CV instead of resume. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one, if we look at your specialization, okay, say for example, IT, engineering, architecture students, usually they will prefer to prepare a CV as compared to resume. Why? Because these specializations, these kuliah, usually they have their own projects. They have their own, I would say, final year projects lah, FYP. So which needed them to explain more about their projects, because their projects could be the selling point of their abilities, of their skills. Okay, sebab tu company akan tengok lebih kepada FYP. Kalau students ni tak ada pengalaman, if you don't have any working experience, companies will always look at your final year projects, okay, as one of the requirements, as one of the I would say the screening tools when they are looking for their potential employee. Okay, now usually HR people, if you notice that, I believe that some of you might have experience of applying jobs previously. Okay, so some of the HR people, they will ask you, okay, you're looking for a job, and then please send me your CV lah. You know, that kind of thing. But usually what they meant is actually your resume, not CV. Okay, because it has been used apa orang kata macam bertukar-tukar lah, interchangeably. Kadang-kadang dia kata pasal resume, kadang-kadang cakap pasal CV. But just orang kata to make it simple, if you're fresh graduates and you're not from technical background, you have to provide a resume instead of a CV. Okay, fresh grad, non-technical, resume. If you're fresh grad, a technical background, maybe you are opt for CV as compared to resume. If you are an experienced worker, it is better for you to provide a CV because it is more lengthy and you are allowed to give more information about yourself. Okay, so that's general differences between resume and also CV. Sorry. All right, so next one is sorry. All right. So again, like I mentioned before, when we talk about the format of resume, we don't have a standard one because usually students came to us and say for our consultation, dia akan tanya, Kak, akak ada tak template resume? Tak ada, memang tak ada. Okay, we also have some requests from kuliah saying that, oh, Career Center, you should have your own templates in terms of resume. No, we don't have that. Unfortunately, because it varies across industries. When we talk about industries, dia pula berbeza kalau company. Walaupun even though they are in the same industries, but if they are from different companies, there is a possibility that their preferences are also different from one another. So that's why it's really hard to tell whether your resume is suitable for that particular company or not. But the thing that we can do at least is to have the keywords to be included in our resume. Okay, next. Okay, so what employers will do with your resume? Okay, have you all, okay, nowadays, career fair is being conducted online. Betul tak? Okay, but I just want to ask you guys, okay, have you ever experienced going to career fairs, or even not yourself, or you may know anybody else who went for career fairs and applied for a job, but at the end of the day, they didn't secure any job placement after they go for career fairs? Ada tak? Pernah tak ada siapa-siapa kenal siapa-siapa? Is there any one of you have experienced this kind of situations? You might know else who are experiences this kind of situations. Pernah tak ada? Okay, Amira pernah. Yang lain? Yes. Okay, tak apa. Belum pernah tak apa, tak ada masalah. So meaning that usually I will ask my clients, I will ask my students, how do you usually send out your resume? I will print out about 10 sets of my resume and I just drop it in the box according to companies that I'm interested to work in. That's very wrong. Dia tak sama. Dia ibarat macam you hantar surat ke orang, you letak dekat mailbox, but you don't have any introduction about that particular application that you would like to apply in. Okay, so the first thing that I would encourage my student to do is, yes, you have to prepare a set of resume which is related with your own specializations, and then during the career fair you have to submit it directly to the person in that particular booth. Because for your information, usually in career fairs, those who are in that particular booth are from HR people. It's very rare for them to have a very technical person in that place. Okay, kalau ada pun sangat sikit. usually memang HR or marketing departments will do the branding and also will do the screening process for that particular positions. Okay, so for information, actually career fair is a platform for companies to do branding purposes. This is the hard truth. Usually, okay, there is a possibility that actually they they involved in a career fair just to do branding, just to do marketing. They don't have any intentions to do recruitment actually. Okay, there is a possibility. I'm not saying all, but there is a possibility that it will happen. Okay, so the thing that you should do is that you have to catch the attention from the HR people at that booth. Dia bukan macam okay, hantar. Okay, so when I mention about marketing, so how do they identify or how do they assess whether their marketing has reached their target or not? Okay, based on the number of resumes that they have collected. Contohlah, 1,000, hari ni dapat 1,000 dekat KLCC. Oh, okay, Alhamdulillah, that's good. Tiba-tiba pergi dekat UIA, dapat 100 je. So, meaning that the orang kata marketing atau branding tu tak sama lah. Tak achieve lah dia punya target. Okay, so what will they do with your resume? They will just keep it to their own record. They didn't go through your records actually. They didn't go through your resumes. So in order to avoid this kind of situations to happen, okay, so that's why kita kena attract attention from the HR people. Okay, so meaning that you have to introduce yourself. Okay, Assalamualaikum, my name is Shahrul. I really looking forward to work in Bank Negara, say for example, because I'm very interested to Okay, and after that, if that person is really interested in you, they will say that, oh, okay, that's very interesting, Shahrul. Can you give me your resume? So that's when and that's how you submit your resume to them. So usually bila diorang dah dapat tu, they will put aside your resume and place it in a different set from those that has been collected by the majority of the visitors who came to their booth. So dia akan lain. So you punya tu sebenarnya dah lepas satu screening process. Okay, this is how physical career fair has been conducted. But what about online career fair? I will mention it to you later at the end of the session. Okay, hujung sikit nanti baru akak akan cerita kenapa and macam mana untuk kita encounter if we want to attract the attention from the companies. Okay, so next. Something that graduates also always do not know about resume. Okay, now have you heard about ATS resume, applicant tracking system? I will write it down here. Applicant tracking system. Have you all heard about it? Good. That's good. Okay. Baru 3 orang? Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now, good. Alhamdulillah. Now, the example that I've shown here is actually what we call as Ats Friendly Resuming. Okay, first thing that comes to my mind when I saw this, alah, boringnya. It's very conventional. Kan? Macam kata, bukan ke sekarang resume ada design. You know, that kind of perceptions. We always thought, yes, we as human beings, we like to look, to hear, we like to see beautiful things. Kan, at least ada decorations, at least ada design here and there. Kan, that's orang kata a very humane preferences. Okay, but when we talk about ATS, some of the big companies, they already use this kind of system, this kind of AI to screen out their candidates. So you have to bear in mind that a computer does not have a preference, does not have the ability as a human does. Kan, manusia ni dia boleh tengok benda yang subjektif. Okay, human can look things in a subjective way, but not computer. but not system, but not AI. They will only read 1001, a coding. Okay, so this one is a template for ATS friendly resume. Okay, why do we have to prepare this kind of resume? Why? Because some, like I mentioned before, big companies, they started to use this kind of resume. For your information, TMB, okay, they receive thousands of resume a day. Okay, now you have to think that mampu ke seorang HR untuk tengok seribu resume setiap hari? Do they manage to screen out thousands of resume a day? Kan susah kan pening kepala. So that's why they opt for this system. Okay, ATS friendly. Okay, now how do we prepare this ATS friendly template? Okay, yes, it is a template. So the first one is you have to use Microsoft Word. Okay, I know that some of the students really interested to use Canva. Yes, good, but that one I will save that in the next 10 minutes after this, inshallah. Okay, so you have to use Microsoft Word. Second one is that you have to use only words. Don't include any pictures in your resume because it is not readable by the system. Okay, the third one is you have to focus on the keywords. Say, for example, you're taking Islamic finance, but you didn't mention any Islamic finance specializations, any Islamic finance, I would say, keywords in your resume. There must be something wrong in your resume. Tak ada perkataan investment, tak ada perkataan compliance, tak ada perkataan business management, tak ada perkataan economics. So there must be something wrong in your resume. Okay, so you have to include keywords in your resume. Okay, because sometimes if a company who wants to hire a candidate who have high interest or high abilities in a compliant related specialization, they will just orang kata filter out, okay, compliance. Kalau tak ada perkataan tu dalam you punya resume, automatically you punya resume will be excluded. So that's very unfortunate. Even though your CGPA is 3.7, but you don't have the keywords in your resume, itulah orang kata sadaqallahul azim. So tak dapat lah. So akak macam mana nak tahu keywords apa yang kena letak? Okay, so how can we know what are the keywords should be included in our resume? The first one is you have to look at the job descriptions in the positions that you would like to apply in. Okay, contohlah you dah tengok kat Jobstreet, you dah tengok kat LinkedIn, you dah tengok dekat Graduan, you dah tengok kat mana-mana kan. And then please take a look at the job descriptions included for that particular positions. Okay, if that company spell it out that you have to have a master, you have to master in Microsoft Excel at least. Okay, so Microsoft Excel itself should be included in your resume. Okay, and if the company spell it out that they are looking for those candidates who have high interest in investment, say for example, but the words of investment doesn't include it in your resume, so there will be low possibility that you will be included or you will be apa yang kata shortlisted for the next stage interview session. Okay, so that's very important for you to identify what are the keywords should be included in the resume. So how, like I mentioned before, you have to look at that. You have to look at the job descriptions of that particular position. Okay, alright. So,
Adila,
yeah.
I nak tanya soalan. So is it like macam if let's say kan, okay, the student is from business and finance, okay, but then the company dia ada macam suddenly the company has offer only example like macam risk management. Kan? So is it possible that students to apply for macam dia buat a different sets of resume by means that, or if you nak apply for this company, you create the resume focus on the project on the risk management that you have done before, and then ada set of resume, one set of resume specifically focus for the Islamic finance. Betul tak?
Yes, Doctor, but if the resume is still, maksudnya the information is still, we managed to compress it in one resume, then campur tak ada masalah, Doctor.
Okay.
If it is very lengthy, say for example investment another one, Islamic another one, dia akan jadi lengthy. I would recommend to have a different set of resume.
I see.
Okay, because it's very focused. So usually me myself, I would encourage dear students to apa orang kata, different company have different approaches, different specializations, different way of delivering their job descriptions. So kalau boleh prepare different sets of resume, tak ada masalah. Memang yes, I admit that it's going to be a thorough job, but eventually you will get what you want. So orang kata invest at early age, invest your effort at first, tapi you will get something that is very worth it later on, insyaAllah.
Thank you.
Kalau masa nanti boleh compress in one page or at least 1.5 page should be okay, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Doctor, for the question. Any other questions from the students before we proceed?
Sister Dila,
Yes.
you mentioned that it's better if we shouldn't put like logos in our resume if you want it to be ATS friendly. What about career exploration? Because a part of my resume, I've put a career exploration where in past events that I've joined companies, talks, so I put their logo inside it. So is that considered not ATS friendly as well?
Yes, it is. I would say okay, like this. If you are preparing a resume for ATS, I would advise for you to spell out what is the company that you have worked with. Say for example, Petronas, mention it, Petronas, clearly in your resume. Jangan letak logo. But if you are preparing another resume, which is human preference, based on human preference, contoh macam dia ada design sikit selalu kat Canva lah, I would suggest letak logo instead of nama company. So beza ATS yang kalau resume biasa. So kalau ATS letak nama Petronas, clearly state on that. Tapi kalau yang macam design, yang macam ada column and all, it's better for you to put a logo. Okay.
Thank you.
I hope I answer your question, Amira.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Any other questions from the floor? From the students?
Sister Dila, I have a question.
Yes, Ilmi.
How should we know that the company that we're applying for is using the ATS system or using human HR preference? Yeah.
Okay, that's very good question, Ilmi. Okay, now, if we're talking about big companies, contoh macam TMB, Sundarbi, RTM, usually they will opt for ATS. But say for example, alah kak susahnya nak tahu dia ni boleh ke tak? Okay, a very simple method that you can identify is that if you look at any, okay, say for example, you have to know and you have to identify that which platform that you aware of that position. Say for example, JobStreet. Okay, jobstreet.com, siapa kat sini yang ada JobStreet? Jobstreet.com, JobStreet account. Is there anyone of you already got your JobStreet account? Tak ada, belum lagi. Okay, tak apa, no problem. Okay, Alright, good, no problem. Okay, job street account, usually when you want to apply for that particular positions, there will be a button, apply now. And when you click on that, apply now, they will ask you to upload your resume. Okay, for your information, usually this kind of job portals, this kind of job search engine, they will use ATS. So that's why, for your information, I receive so many clients saying that they apply job streets but they didn't get any feedbacks from any companies. And I asked them, okay, you hantar resume yang macam mana? So diorang biasa hantar resume yang biasa. So that's why system couldn't read your resume. So for your information, me, myself, I would advise my clients and my students, if you want to apply any positions available in any job portals, please to be safe and on both sides, it is better for you to upload your resume in ATS format, particularly in Microsoft format, not PDF. Okay, even though contoh kan you dah buat penat-penat tau ATS ni guna words, and then tiba-tiba you takut alignment larilah semua tu kan, and then you pun convert kepada PDF. Kalau boleh jangan. Okay, biar je dia dalam format Microsoft Word. Sebab sistem tak boleh baca PDF. I will show you why. Okay, this one. This is what ATS can read. Okay, kalau you tukar kepada PDF, if you convert that your resume in PDF, they will not have this kind of reading. Apa orang panggil lah, coding ke? Okay, diorang takkan nampak. So ini adalah ATS. So like Amira asked before, what about if she wants to include the logo in the resume? Takkan dapat baca. So ATS takkan dapat baca. So it's going to be a waste lah. It's going to be a waste of space there. So better you letak terus perkataan company tu apa. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, Ilmi. So macam nak tahu, usually in a search engine, job portals, I would advise to go for ATS. Okay, next one. If you happen to have or receive any emails from any HR people, okay, and they will give you directly their email address, I would advise to go for another resume like this. Alamak ni. Macam ni lah, this kind of resume lah. I mean macam, apa orang kata? Tadi tak letak. Okay, maksudnya yang Canva punya, you know, some of you might use Photoshop, Illustrator, ada yang guna PowerPoint. Okay, it's very, ada design lah. Other colors, ada design. So if you are about to send your resume directly to a person, HR people, I would advise you to submit, to share your resume yang non-ATS, maksudnya yang biasa punya. Okay, can you tell the difference? Okay, another one is that if an HR people ask you to send a resume, say for example, careers at CIMB, itu pun biasanya ATS. Sebab sistem yang akan baca, not a personal, I mean directly to that person. Okay, I hope I answer your question, Nilmi.
Yes, thank you, Sister Dila.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, I think ini kita boleh skip. Okay, now let's move to the first one. Okay, so when we talk about ATS ke ataupun sorry doktor sekejap
It's okay, Dila, take your time. Kesian you. Kalau nak break kejap pun okay. Minum air. So you guys so far okay Interesting kan? I pun baru belajar ni.
Sorry doktor.
Tak apa.
Okay. So far okay ke? Okay, kita baru nak masuk on tadi. Panjang introduction je kan. Okay.
Kita suka dengar Dila bercerita.
Baiklah. Doctor, sorry, I have one question here. Sekejap daripada Noval. Is it allowed to send out both normal? Yes. Tak ada masalah. It's not going to be a problem for you. So if you have both, it is okay for you to submit both. Okay? Tak ada masalah. But usually, you will contemplate antara nak hantar yang mana satu. If it is related with, you have to upload your resume. Tu selalu macam tu lah. So meaning that kalau you akan hantar directly to that person, hantar yang biasa punya. Tapi kalau yang sistem punya, hantar yang ATS punya. Okay? But for your information, doctors and their students, not in Malaysia itself, ATS is still new. Okay, tak banyak lagi company yang menggunakan ATS. But you have to bear in mind that some of the companies, multinational companies, are already settled up in Malaysia. So some of them opt for ATS. So macam mana nak tahu, macam agak ketat lah. But another option is that, another way to know whether a company is using ATS friendly or not, you can ask your seniors or you can ask around if you happen to know anyone who already worked there. So itu pun boleh juga, tak ada masalah. Okay, so thank you very much Naufal. Okay, so next, we've come to the technical one, okay, in terms of the photo. I'll try to be quick, doctor. Okay, for photo, for your information, if you notice that some of the resumes, contohlah kalau kita tengah tengok templates those templates available out there, some of the templates, they don't put a picture column in the resume template, kan? Tapi ada yang letak. Okay, kenapa? You have to know that some countries, for example, in Western countries, they don't opt for a picture. They don't encourage a picture to be included in resume because they want to avoid discrimination. Okay, but if you are applying a position in Malaysia, selalunya kena, it's a must. Because Malaysia ni dia masih lagi menitik beratkan apa orang kata, not to be judgmental, but they have this kind of preference to have
Good appearance.
Apa dia doktor, sorry?
Appearance.
Yes. Okay. So Malaysia masih lagi menitik beratkan pemilihan personality orang tu lah. Okay, now make it short. Kalau lelaki, even though you are taking Islamic finance, I know some of you are really interested in Islamic industries or religious industries. I would say please avoid any kopiah ke apa tu, tak digalakkan pakai lah. Okay, even though you're looking for a position dekat JAIS ke sebagai financial consultant ke apa ke, tak digalakkan sebenarnya. Okay. Kemas kalau boleh, sorry doktor sekejap Okay, kalau boleh apa ni orang kata, I know that we are familiar with this kind of photo. Kalau macam contoh macam gambar pasport kan, ataupun nak pergi umrah dan sebagainya, contoh macam gambar biasa background kosong kan, I would say nowadays you have to change your style of including your photo in your so kalau you all tengok contoh-contoh yang Kak bagi kat sini kan, ada 4 orang kat sini. This kind of photos are very welcoming and is a very industrial and corporate look. So for your information, starting from now, you can change that culture and you can change your own apa ni gambar. Contohlah sekarang kan kat dalam Zoom sendiri kan, kalau bila you all off you punya camera, akan keluar muka kita kan. So by now sekarang ni you can choose a very corporate look. Ini gambar untuk diletakkan dekat you punya Zoom. Okay. So dari segi positions nak ke tepi sikit pun tak apa, tapi not in selfie punya orang kata cara nak tagak gambar itu tak, is very no lah. Okay, if possible half of your face is covered in that photo. Jangan terlalu jauh, jangan terlalu dekat. Half of it should be okay. Okay, kalau boleh paras dada ke atas, jangan ambil full set of picture pun tak payah. Okay, sebab nanti dia akan ambil space. For female, for sisters, it's better for you to use a plain color scarf. Avoid using very apa orang kata design, pasal ada corak-corak lah. Please avoid that. For interview is okay, tak ada masalah nak pergi pakai ada yang bercorak. But for this one, formal one, digalakkan untuk guna pastel colours. Avoid black colour, avoid red colours. So apa ni, elakkanlah. Okay, senyum semanis mungkin, semanis boleh. Okay, so I think this is for photo. Kita percepatkan sedikit. Okay, in terms of layout or design, okay, that again, like I mentioned before, there's no specific templates. Those available in Canva semua tu tak ada masalah untuk guna. Or even me, some of my, if you know Brother Saiful Riza, our covering director, he will advise students to have your own design sebenarnya. Say for example, contoh kat Canva tu kan dah ada template, but you can always change the templates according to your own preference kan. You nak tukar colour, you nak tukar design dia sikit kat sini, you nak tukar kat sini, tak ada masalah. Because for your information, companies, when they familiarize with the same template, there is possibility that will just, oh ni kan yang tadi, sama dah yang tadi, you know, there is a possibility that dia akan rasa macam, alamak template ni sama, ni mesti resume yang sama. So it's very, orang kata kita nak elakkan possibility yang macam tu. So please create your own template. Okay. Okay. But don't be too graphical. Jangan banyak grafik sangat. Sampai information tu is very limited because we want to suit with the graphics. So kalau macam tu elakkan. Okay. So these are some of the examples available. Okay, ini yang akak kata kalau kita nak hantar kepada HR. If you want to send directly to the HR people, these are the templates which you may consider to be one of your resume template. Okay, in terms of font, okay, it is better for you to use Arial or Calibri or any simple fonts. Okay, even New Times Roman is not really advisable because dia ada echo sikit kan. Dia macam kurus echo. So please use very yang bold, yang apa orang kata yang bulat-bulatnya macam Arial ataupun Calibri. Okay, some of the advice, do not use free template. You can use a free template by designing it on your own style. Contohlah. Okay, alright. So next we've done with the picture and also the layout, and then we move to personal information. Okay, make sure your name is clearly stated. Contoh Noradilah Muhammad Noor, all capital letters. Okay, the font size is bigger as compared to the other fonts. Okay, so maksudnya contoh my name is in font size of 16. So yang lain tu 12, boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, now there are 3 informations that should be included under your name. The first one is professional email. Professional email meaning that it has to be your name in that email. Contoh macam Azwan Nordin. Okay, azwannordin@gmail.com, tak ada masalah. Tapi jangan guna macam perkataan medulla oblongata 29 @gmail.com. Tak naklah macam tu. Okay, so make sure your name is clearly stated in that email. So the second one is your phone number. Okay. The third one is address. Okay, now address. Say for example, you are living in Wang Semaju. Okay, you don't have to mention nombor 6 Jalan AU 2B/1 Taman Sri Kramat, tak payah. Okay, just mention Wang Semaju Kuala Lumpur. Okay, Pekan Pahang, Sekudai Johor, macam tu je. Okay, you just want to clarify, you just want to notify the potential employers your location. Tak perlu specific full address because full address is very confidential. Okay, right. So do we need to include our LinkedIn profile in our personal information? Saya boleh jawab. Do we need to include our LinkedIn account in our personal information? Yes. Preferable. Okay. Well, it depends actually. Some of the okay, if you're looking for positions in such as industries related to entertainment, marketing departments, corporate communication departments, yes, it is advisable for you to put your LinkedIn account in personal information. But if you're interested to work in IT industry, engineering industry, manufacturing, tak perlu letak pun tak apa. Sebab some of the HR people directly mention to us that buat apa lah budak-budak ni letak LinkedIn, bukan kita nak cari artis pun. That kind of thing. But to me personally, I would advise you have to look at the positions that you are applying in. Okay, kalau marketing semua tu okay, better letak. Tapi kalau untuk technical pun tak nak letak pun tak apa. Okay, and please make sure that your LinkedIn is free from any controversial issues. Contoh political issues ke apa, please avoid that. Okay. Aida, if my name is too long, can I put my name short like first name? Boleh, tak ada masalah. If you just want to put Aida Rahim, should be okay. Okay, why? Because usually you will send your resume together in an email. Is that correct? Kan, kita akan hantar email and then we will attach our resume in that particular email. In that email, you have to spell out, you have to introduce yourself in a full name. Okay? Tapi dalam resume tak ada masalah kalau you nak letak short name saja. But my tips is that if you want to save your document, please put your full name. Okay, contohlah dekat dalam resume you nak letak Aida Rahim sahaja. Tapi dekat dalam bila you dah save kan, kalau kita save document kan kita kena letak apa title document kita tu kan. So you have to put your full name and then I would advise put your phone number as well. Okay, after your full name. Supaya nanti orang akan cari you terus nak tahu kat mana nak contact you. Okay. Alright, thank you Aida. Okay, career objective. Okay. Career objective, it has to be clear and specific. Tips is that you have to put at least one of the adjective. Adjective means your own personality, positions that you are interested to apply, and that's why the company or industry. So for example, like this one, I give you an example. Okay, reliable is an adjective. Okay, psychology graduate who is passionate about human behavior, personal development, and industrial organization. Okay, currently he's optimist for an entry-level position that supports his positive personal and career growth. So meaning that the first one is adjective, position is actually entry-level. Okay, human resource related positions is related with the company or industry. Okay, so for example, again and again, what I can advise you guys is, I know that Islamic finance, you learn in so many things. You learn about investment, you learn about economics a little bit, you learn about accounting a little bit. You learn about what else? Risk management, kan? Ada juga kan? So please specify what kind of specializations that you are interested in. So it is better for you to put in your career objective, because kita tak tahu, kadang-kadang because of that keywords we are being recruited, we are being hired by that particular company. Okay. So next one is education. Okay, please put the highest 3 on D, degrees, FS, SPM. Put in reverse chronologically. So meaning that the latest one followed by previous one and the previous ones. Okay, degree, CFS, SPM. If you have your master degree, CFS. SPM is no longer valid. Okay. If you have any certifications, please put it here. Okay, kalau tak nak letak CFS, SPM pun tak ada masalah. Okay, so in that you are advisable to put your course, your institutions, CGPA and also duration. Okay, so ada yang akan tanya, Kak, kena ke letak CGPA? Jawapannya kena, adik, kena sangat-sangat CGPA. Sebabnya CGPA is one of the screening process. Okay, some of the company dia akan letak, unless if that vacancy didn't spell out any CGPA as one of their requirements, tak nak letak pun tak apa. Okay, but if your CGPA is below than 2.5, I would advise tak payah letak pun tak apa. Focus on the keywords, because there's a possibility that the company is really interested in your experiences as compared to your academic achievement. Okay, so kita nak bagi peluang untuk dipanggil interview. Sebab takut kalau you dah letak I'm afraid that if you include your CGPA 2.4, say for example, awal-awal lagi, you will be excluded, screened out, kan? So better tak payah letak. Okay, one question from me. Do we need to include or do we need to specify the subjects that we've taken in our degree? Perlu tak kita letak subjek-subjek yang kita ambil dekat dalam education ni? No. Okay, yes. Yes, boleh. Okay, yes, it is related. Yes, but few. Okay. The answer is yes, if you are intending to cross-field. Okay, bagus. Nazlina, Afifah, yes. Okay, if you have the intention to cross-field, say for example, you are taking Islamic finance, but you are interested in law industry. So you specify you already taken courses like fiqh, usul fiqh, related in law, introduction to law, you can specify that. But if you are applying in the positions which are really related in Islamic finance, tak perlu. No need to include that, because usually when you're applying for positions, you will submit your resume together with your transcript. So dekat transcript tu dah letak dah semua you punya subject dengan you punya grade, kan? So tak payah letak dah. Kalau nak cross-field je baru letak. Okay. Kalau specialization dengan position yang sama, tak perlu letak. Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Sorry. So next, we move to work experience. Okay, similar with education, put the latest one and then followed by previous ones. Okay, work experience, kalau boleh, if possible, just include your work experiences during your degree level only. Okay, say for example, after SPM, you have worked as a cashier at 99 supermarket. Okay, no need to put that. Tak perlu. Okay, unless kalau you dah kerja dekat 99 Speedmart tu, say for example, during short semester break, tu boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, just a simple description I would say 3 is just nice to describe your job descriptions. Okay. Tips here, it is recommended to share achievements rather than job descriptions, meaning that, say for example, focus on what you have contributed in that company. What are the things that you have achieved during your work in that particular company? Okay, janganlah tulis benda yang contoh macam kan. And then the common one, usually people will write it down as apa orang kata, manage cash flow. You know, kita dah tahu, that's very common. We know that, even though me myself, I haven't worked as a cashier, I know that is the job description as a cashier. So you are apa orang kata, rugilah. You didn't maximize the space that you have in a resume. So how to rephrase that? Now let's try. Okay, bagi contoh dekat 7E and also Watson. It has nothing to do with the branding. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, now 7-Eleven. Okay, say for example you are an HR people. Okay, you an HR person. You have 2 candidates. The first one is a person who already worked in 7-Eleven, and another one is a person who already worked in Watson. Doktor sekejap.
Kita tunggu Sis Radila sekejap ya. Sorry.
Sorry, doctor. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, now, say for example, these 2 candidates are applying for the same positions as a sales, sorry. Okay, for position for sales. Okay, sales position. Okay, ni contoh. This is the first candidate. Okay, so this person has worked as sales assistant at 7-Eleven. So the job descriptions is that manage documentation and general cash flow as to comply with ISO procedure, entertain customers' needs and satisfaction, supported sales target of the outlet. Okay, so kita rasa macam, okay, that makes sense. These are the roles as a sales assistant. Kan, kita dah biasa. Now, next candidate. Okay, ni contoh. The same position, okay, tapi kita tengok kepada dia punya perkataan rephrase dia. Okay, so the first one is increased 20% profits of the outlet. Next is 0 customers complaint throughout the service. Okay, enhance 30% number of visitors. Okay, awarded as the best employee of the month. So you as the employer, who would you think you are interested to hire between these 2 candidates? The first one or second one? Okay, so itu juga lah macam kita. Okay, so meaning that you have to focus on your achievements. Focus on the things that which are quantifiable. Meaning that when I read this, I might have the same perceptions as Dr. Fatimah. Kalau yang ni, I will macam, oh dia ni mungkin bagus kot, tapi Dr. Fatimah akan cakap macam, okay, bagus, tapi not really convincing. You know, that kind of perceptions. Tapi kalau yang ni, straightforward, kita tahu and we know how to measure the effectiveness, the contributions, the achievements of that employee. Okay, so I hope you can apply this in your resume. Okay, next one is final year project. Again, focus on or highlight on your achievements, final year projects. But if I'm not mistaken, for Islamic finance students, your FYP is more on the research paper, right? Betul? Betul kan, Dr. kan?
Betul lah, group project. Usually buat group project tu lah.
Okay.
Depends on the subject.
Okay, that's good. It is not a problem, but what you can do is that for your research paper, pinpoint or highlight what are the new things that you discover for that particular research project. Don't mention or don't explain about the things which are commonly known by other people. Okay, macam alah, that's normal, that's okay, dah pernah tahu. You know, try figure out something macam kita rasa macam, oh, this is very something new. Okay. sorry.
Menarik tu Dr. Adilah, I pun baru tahu. So you guys okay ke so far?
Okay, doktor.
Ya.
Okay.
Terbaik tak cik?
So far okay kan? Alhamdulillah. Okay. So macam itulah doktor, if lagi bagus, you suggest one thing based on your readings, based on your research, you can suggest and include that in your final year project. Okay, itu lagi bagus. Contoh, this company is advisable to use this kind of technology, should use SAP program in that to replace, you know, that kind of thing. That's very clever, that's very intelligent. Kalau you boleh masukkan dekat dalam final year project. Okay. Any questions so far? Oh, okay. We have questions in the chat box. From Shafika, if we don't have job experience, can we include experience in some projects? Yes, correct. Boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, and try to replace that and try to show the job descriptions in relation of your leadership skills. Okay, so for example, dalam group tu ada 4 orang. Okay, contoh, maybe what you can do is that lead a 5 members in a team in So itu akan menunjukkan you punya leadership skills. Okay. From Adilah, what if we think there is no achievement during work experience? No achievement, there must be an achievement. Tapi it's the way you rephrase it. Okay, sometimes we feel that it is just our job to complete our task. Yes, but you have to bear in mind your ability to complete that task is also considered as an achievement. Okay, so benda tu pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Nanti kita cuba rephrase. Adilah, nanti kalau kita nak ada session lain pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Kita cuba rephrase it a little bit. Okay. The second one, Fatima. Okay. For Ardini, when is the right time to email to HR insights of job stream? Okay, alamak, kejap. Jatuh pak. We can anytime. Tak ada masalah. Anytime. Like job sites, they don't have any specific anytime. Okay, but when you talk about a person, it is better for you to email them during weekdays lah. Kalau directly dekat HR people. Sebab petang hujung malam-malam, weekends, they don't really read emails. Okay, from Diana, I was given an email of a HR staff in a company from my friend who was that. Do I have to inform in email where I got the HR's email when I want to email my resume? Or is it I can just direct him? This is very tricky, but usually we have to identify what is the position of our friend at that particular company. Contoh, if he or she is very influential, it is, I would say you can include her name or his name in that email. But if your friend already worked there in not more than 1 year, just a fresh graduate as you, I would say tak perlu letak pun tak apa. Sebab dia pun masih lagi baru. Okay. Selalunya, okay, I wouldn't, macam mana nak cakap, I wouldn't encourage this kind of culture. But if you know someone who is influential or a decision maker in that particular company, tak ada masalah untuk quote nama dia. This is not what we call as cable, no. Okay, this is what we call as connection. Okay, connection is really different from cable, sebab cable ni kadang-kadang you tak eligible, tapi disebabkan oleh awak ni anak kepada someone, you dapat. Tapi connection ni is about mutual, apa orang kata, mutual relationship, and it is based on your interpersonal skills. Itu yang kita kena acknowledge. Kalau yang tu tak ada masalah untuk you masukkan dekat dalam email. Okay, so itu je lah kan for the moment. Okay, good. So continue. Okay, social work volunteerism. Same goes with group projects. Kalau boleh letak yang 3 sahaja. Okay, now co-curriculum. Kat sini tak ada. Oh, okay, ada. Next, personal achievements. Okay, personal achievements. Personal achievements ni contoh, say for example, if you have any acknowledgement for your dean's list, boleh masukkan. If you attended any short courses, you are certified by certain companies for your own skills, boleh masukkan juga. That second one. The third one is you entered any competition base, pun boleh masukkan. Contoh macam MGAC, ada masukkan Maybank Go Ahead Challenge, ataupun you are one of the KPMG ambassador, pun boleh masukkan. You ada join mana-mana business competition, pun boleh masukkan. Walaupun as a participant tak dapat menang apa-apa, pun boleh masukkan dalam personal achievement. Okay. Extra activities adalah co-curricular activities. I would advise to go for any high positions only. So for example, you as the main boards, boleh. If you're only a participant for any particular programs, I would say tak perlu letak pun tak apa, tak ada masalah. Okay, unless the program itself is what we call as a world recognized program, or a conference, or a national program. So itu you nak highlight, boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay. Why? Because for your information, you can download your COCO transcript in iMaklum. So meaning that dia akan jadi, ia akan dua lah, resume, academic transcript, and also COCO transcript. So akan ada 3 yang you boleh email dekat company. So tak perlu letak semua. Okay. Any questions so far?
Sorry Adila, if let's say dia just participant je, no need to put kan? Put lah. I tak dengar tadi. Kalau participant of the, macam attending a talk by this. Perlu letak ke or tak perlu?
Kalau if sekejap. Sorry. If that person has a space in their resume, boleh letak. Tapi kalau resume tu dah cukup, dah terlalu compact, no need to put in that resume. Okay, unless that person participated in world-class program ataupun ada conference, meaning that if that person entered or join that particular program, benda tu ada acknowledgement. Kalau macam tu boleh letak doktor. Sekejap sorry.
Okay, faham. Thank you. Terima kasih ya, Sister Lila.
Doktor, sorry tau. Saya
Apa
batuk.
Adila?
Saya batuk memang lama.
Oh, I see. Daripada hari tu lagi kan yang you I contact Adila tu?
COVID, doktor, COVID.
Oh, ya ke? Sekarang ni?
Bukan, sorry. Prolong COVID symptom.
Oh, okay. So sorry to hear that. Semoga cepat sembuh Adila.
Amin, insyaAllah. Okay. Alright. Sekejap, doktor, kita ada soalan. Okay, Naufal. Do we need to put also our society's experience in resume? Now, when we talk about resume, it is advisable not to prepare more than 2 pages, right? So if you have still space in your resume, yes, you may to include that main society's experience in your resume. But if you have options, please put priority for your work experience first as compared to your society experiences. Okay? Sebab company dia akan lebih suka tengok work experience walaupun part time, walaupun kerja sebulan sahaja, walaupun buat dropship. Okay? That is more convincing as compared to society experiences. Okay? So I hope I answer your question, Naufal. So next is Lainatu. If I join any training executive program, where should I put it? You can put it in you can put it in your Koku as well. Okay. Say for example, contoh, me myself, I attended a training program from Talent Corp. Okay, so I will mention that in my Koku transcript. Koku section. Okay, but if I attended that training by Talent Corp, I am considered as a certified career coach. Certified career coach, I will mention that in my personal achievement. Boleh bezakan tak? The same thing, but I mention it in different sections. Boleh faham ke Lainatu? Okay, next one is Ardini. What if the high position you hold in the program is unrelated to financial industry? For instance, charity run. Tak ada masalah. Because for information, companies, they are interested to know your contributions beyond your specializations. Kalau you pernah jadi PC kan, program coordinator, benda tu adalah orang kata carry weightage for yourself. Okay, tak adalah setiap program you are the financial controller. Semua program dari first year sampai 4th year semua financial controller. So dia akan nampak you dalam circle yang sama. So rugi. Okay, Ardini, next Amira. Is it necessary for us to put descriptions point, for instance, our projects, or still okay for us to just put volunteerism? It shouldn't be a problem. If it is related with, okay, another option is that this is the use of our social media platform. Okay, so for your information, if you don't have any space in your resume, you can mention it there that for more details, you can, kalau you nak tahu, if you're interested to more about this project, you can go to this website. You know, you linkkan company tu dengan you punya social media. So kat social media tu, you have to upload and showcase what you have done. So itu pentingnya social media. So it's either dekat IG ke, dekat LinkedIn ke, so you buat link lah. Contoh. Okay. Alright, thank you Naufal. Nazlina, Madam, what if I've been the host MC? Can I put it first? Yes, you may include that in COCO activities. Okay. Ataupun dari if you have some kind of limitation in terms of space, what I can advise is that put another one section, just a small section called as interest. Okay, interest, so you can put the things or your hobby or the other contributions or other, I would say, apa orang kata, involvement, engagement aside from your specializations. Contoh, if you are interested in photography, if you are interested in videography, video editing, designing logo, you are interested in apa lagi, MCing, event management, you can put somewhere else dekat bahagian interest. I would say that jangan letak-letak yang macam tak relevan sangat, macam sewing, cooking, hiking, tu macam tak berapa sangat. Tapi kalau yang berbentuk event management, social skills, that is very helpful for you. Okay. Alright, Lainatul, yes, Alhamdulillah. Amira, thank you. Naufa, what if we put some of our achievements in social as our personal achievements? Boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, Naufa, you can do that, no problem. Okay, Nasna, okay, Alhamdulillah. So next, in terms of skills, okay, skills. Usually, we will divide these skills into two sections. The first one is languages, and another one is computer. Languages, please put English first, and then followed by Malay and the other languages. Okay. Computer, you are advisable to put, you know, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, semua tu, Canva, or any other softwares that you are familiar with. Okay, tak kisahlah Photoshop ke apa ke, tak ada masalah. Okay, now I put it here that I do not rating. For your information, we got several or different feedbacks from companies regarding this one. Okay, if you notice that, kalau you tengok seniors punya resume kan, ada yang tulis English advanced, Malay advanced, Arabic basic, ada yang buat bullets, 8 out of 10, 5 out of 10, you know, that ones are what we call as ratings. Okay, but for your information, ATS couldn't read that, so tak perlu letak for ATS. But kalau yang untuk resume biasa, if you want to put the rating, yes, you may, but you have to be confident about it, meaning that you know your competencies. Okay, why? Because our level or our measurement or our assessment on our abilities might be different from companies. Okay, say for example, me myself, okay, I conducted this talk in both Malay ada sikit-sikit, English ada sikit-sikit. Tapi I think that, I think my English is good, so akak pun letak excellent dekat dalam tu. Okay, tapi bila pergi interview, okay, say for example, a company asked me, and because of my nervousness, okay, I couldn't speak well, I couldn't talk well, okay, I couldn't deliver well during the interview session. And then that company, that particular HR will think that I apa orang kata, overconfident about myself. Kan, tapi memang kita rasa macam okay je English kita, macam itulah. Tapi because of the situation itself, it's not really, apa orang kata, not really encouraging lah, okay. So benda tu tak nampak cantik. So company akan rasa kita ni macam overconfident. So if you are very good in your English, you have a very good competency in your English, but then because of, yelah, students the UIA ni kan macam very humble, sampai nak tak nak kan. So you rasa macam, alah tak nak lah declare tinggi-tinggi, kita biasa-biasa je. You know? Nanti company akan rasa macam you are not confident about yourself. So this different of perception, kita sorry. Doktor, sorry ya doktor. Okay. Kat mana dah kita tadi? Oh, okay. So, to overcome this, I would say, if you attended any short courses or any certification program, okay, you can apa orang kata, include that in your resume. Okay, tapi if you didn't take any assessment acknowledged by any organizations and merely based on your own perceptions on your competency, it is better for you to not rate yourself. Okay, contohlah sekarang kan kat Coursera, dekat LinkedIn Learning, dekat Udemy ada macam-macam English competency test. Okay, kalau you boleh ambil test tu and then masukkan result tu dalam you punya skills ni boleh. Kalau tak ambil tak payah. Okay. Okay, next. Alright, so interest matching with industries yang macam akak cakap tadi, and then personal strength and also availability. Okay, what about salary? Expected salary. Do we need to include that in our resume? Rasa-rasa kena letak tak? No. Yes, correct. No need to put that in your resume. But how to answer these questions during interviewing skill? Okay, interview session. Ni kita kena ada session lagi satu pasal interview pula, Dr. Fatimah. Okay, so
banyak session ni nak kena collaborate dengan Adilah.
InsyaAllah kita akan
InsyaAllah.
Okay. Alright, okay, so Amira, yang lain tu dah saya kan.
Ni
okay.
ada question from
Amira.
Amira Kisti tu.
So in that case, can we combine our interest in terms of hobby and the department we want to pursue? Boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, again, like I mentioned before, focus on keywords. Keywords, walaupun grammar kita salah dekat dalam resume tu, tapi kalau boleh janganlah ada grammar salah. It is, but you have to recheck. You have to check your resume and ask other person to check on it. Okay, sebab kadang-kadang we have the tendency to overlook the small things because we have the tendency to familiarize with the things that we always look. Doktor, sekejap. Sorry, excuse me. Okay. So next question is from Anissa. If we have certification for the language TOEFL, should we put it under language or achievement? It should be included under language. Okay. Nisa, Amira, okay. No. Okay, good. Thank you. So next, reference, the last one for your resume, reference. It is advisable for you to put 2 people for your reference as your referees. So the first one is your lecturer, and another one is your former employer. Okay, meaning that you have worked before. Say for example, during the working experience section, you mentioned that you have worked in 7-Eleven lah, Watson lah, so semua tu. Tapi dekat reference, you tak mention one of them. So it's very, orang kata, something wrong there. Okay, so should be, it is better for you to put another one is a person from industry. Okay, former boss lah. Kalau tak ada, tak pernah, contohlah, alamak Kak Dila, saya tak pernah lah kerja, intern pun tak pernah lagi, kerja pun tak pernah lagi, so macam mana? Okay, now, if you have participated in any co-curricular activities, I believe that some of you might have your own advisors for that particular society. Okay, so advisors usually comes from administrative. Contoh me myself are administrative. Kan dekat education setting ni kita ada academician, kita ada administrative. So selalunya society ni advisors are from administratives. So letak dia pun tak ada masalah. Okay. Any questions? Ada soalan for resume?
Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Syari.
Sis Dila, about the font size for the resume. Can you tell me about the font size?
Okay, sure. Okay, for your information, if you're using Canva or if you're using any software, sometimes we have the tendency to think that our font size is bigger or smaller. Sometimes kadang-kadang rasa macam kecil, kadang-kadang rasa besar. Okay, the best way to identify which font size is the best for our resume is once you're done with your resume, try to print it out. Bila kita keluar, kita print, baru kita akan nampak, besar lah rupanya kita punya font size ni, and then try to make it smaller. Okay, kalau rasa macam terlalu kecil, try to make it bigger. Because different font style has a different from font size. Kan? Kadang-kadang New Times Roman 12 dia tu dah cukup dah. Tapi kalau kita guna Arial, macam mana nak cakap? Say for example, New Times Roman 12 is similar as Arial font size 10. Faham tak? 10 tu kita nampak lagi kecil, tapi sebenarnya kalau kita compare these two styles, yang Arial tu lebih lagi gemuk, lebih lagi bulat. So cara nak tengoknya adalah kena print out. Tapi selalunya 10 is the most common font size yang kita akan guna. Okay, headings kita akan guna 12. Nama kita akan guna 14. Selalunya, tapi bergantung kepada you punya font style. Okay, we have questions. What if the former boss already changed? So it is not applicable anymore. So you have to look at other people. Okay? Right. Kalau tak ada, if you don't have anyone, memang tak ada langsung, you didn't join any societies, you don't have any working experiences, tak ada masalah untuk letak dua-dua academicians. Okay? But the employer will have this kind of perceptions that you are only focusing on your academics, education sahaja. So itulah. Okay.
Tadi
Yes, Syari?
So for my case, before this, I took diploma, and then I already undergo for the internship, and then after that, I worked for a while, for about 1 month. So as you recommend, which one I need to put in the resume?
Meaning that you already got your diploma, and then right after that you did your internship for diploma, and then you work for a month. Macam tu ke?
Yes.
And then your question is that which one should be included in your resume?
Because you said that we need to put two references. The first one I will
Oh.
and another one.
Okay, for reference, okay, if you are asking me about which one to be included for the working experience, I would say put all if you still have spaces. But kalau tak cukup, exclude yang 1 month tu. Focus on internship. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one, if you're asking me about references, you have to choose which supervisors that you think can recommend you for a positions that you are applying. For example, you have two options, Dr. Fatimah and also Dr. Sarah, contoh lah. And you're not really close with Dr. Sarah. You are close with Dr. Fatimah. And I would say, letak Dr. Fatimah lah as compared to Dr. Sarah. Okay, that's number one in terms of your closeness with that person. And another one in terms of apa orang kata, before you put someone's name as your referee, please ask their consent first. Because me myself, I several times I got random calls from companies saying, asking me to evaluate or to describe my students without me knowing that they are applying that positions. So me myself, kita kenalah jaga air muka student tu kan. Kita tak boleh nak cakap, oh I didn't recognize, I couldn't remember this student. Kita tak boleh cakap macam tu. So the best thing that I did was, I just mentioned to that employer the general ones. Dia macam tak touch orang punya soft spot tau. Dia tak pergi kepada specific specialization. So that's very rugilah sebenarnya. So before you put Dr. Fatimah as one of your referee, please ask her consent first. Baru dah tahu, oh Syarid yang apply, oh Syarid ni dia punya kelebihan adalah ni. So contoh kalau company tu tanya, call Dr. Fatimah and ask about her opinion on you, Syarid. So at least she already has an overview in terms of your strength and also abilities, which may be helpful for you to secure that position. Okay. Alright, so Adila, if for and the skills, we don't need to include the soft skills. It is better for you to include these soft skills during your indirectly in your job descriptions. Kan, you have working experiences, and then please mention orang kata subtly for your leadership skills in that particular job positions. No need to put a separate heading for your soft skills. Okay, Adila, one novel, is there any requirements for a person to be our reference? For example, I work with people who are my friends. Okay. Friends, family members, relatives are not advisable to be as our reference. Okay, it should be a person outside our circle. Circle of friends, circle of family, relatives. Okay, it should be a person who really know about that industry. Okay, Nazlina, madam, can we put someone reputable as our reference even though they were no, cannot. It is better for you to put someone who already have experiences working with you. Okay, not anybody else. Arifa, if we change high school, should we put no? Okay, for high schools, it is just mentioned about the where did you completed your SPM. Okay, tak perlu PMR, tak perlu. SPM saya tak valid dah. Okay, Ardini, do you encourage students to take certificates online? Exactly. Yeah, I highly encourage you guys to take any certificate online. Kat Udemy. Okay, I wrote it here. Okay, Udemy. In learning. Lepas tu Latih, Coursera. These are the platforms that I can remember for the moment. Ada banyak lagi. Tapi cari yang ni dululah. Okay, some of the courses are free. So please check it out. Okay, Hadi, can I put my Mahala principal as my reference? Yes, if you are one of the MRC or BRC. Okay, Hadi Daniel. Because MRC or BRC, you have to work with your principal, right? Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Oh, please.
Okay, like you said, for fresh grad, we just provide our resume, right? But what about the company that require us to provide our CV also? Like, for example, BNM, Petronas. Like, do we still need to do the CV or just send our resume?
Okay, for your information, usually sometimes companies use the words interchangeably, meaning that they are referring to resume, but because of CV is more corporate punya, macam ni orang kata, alah macam kalau kita cakap CV tu lebih macam gah sikit tau. Tapi what they meant usually is resume, not CV, unless if you're from IT or engineering or architecture, meaning that you have to very clarify and explain in detail your projects, your courses, itu selalunya CV. Okay, tapi fresh grad kalau non-technical biasanya resume. What they meant usually resume. Okay, Norina.
Okay, thank you, Sister Adila.
Most welcome. Any other questions before we proceed? Ada masa lagi kan, Doktor? Sikit je lagi, insyaAllah.
Ada. Okey je.
Sikit je lagi, tapi I think it's very important. Okay. Kalau tak ada, kita proceed sikit lagi pasal internship. Okay. A little bit introduction about, bukanlah, kita bagi intro sikit lah pasal, have you heard about tracer study before, students? Okay, tracer study is actually a survey conducted by KPT, MOHE, Ministry of Higher Education, which is a compulsory to all graduates to answer this tracer study after you graduated. So usually our practice was, bila you all nak convo, when you want to collect your vote, you have to answer this survey and you have to print out the slip of the completion of survey as an evidence for you to collect your vote. Okay, so meaning that this is very important lah. Why this survey is very important? Because it apa orang kata macam ni nak cakap, this survey determines our ranking actually. Okay, for your information, selalu kan kalau you all nampak in any social media platforms, one day you will notice that, oh, UITM rank number 5th. Oh, UKM is top 5. You know, top 5, UKM top 5, tiba-tiba UIA bottom 20, number 20 out of 20. Itulah dia. That's the sad truth. Okay. So, adakah student kita tak marketable? No. So, I would say lebih kepada our students may not aware of this survey and they are not really serious about this survey. Tapi the thing that I want to share with you guys is one of the thing which is being identified, which is being assessed in that survey is internship. Now, let's take a look at the survey. Okay. So internship, okay, this is a snippet about your graduate employability according to your departments. So kalau tengok kat sini is Fin, okay, only 58.7 of you, not of you, of your seniors last year secured a job placement. So takkanlah dalam 60% kan, takkanlah 6 orang dalam 10 orang je bekerja. That's the sad truth. Okay, so maksudnya kita tak nak tergolong daripada sini. But unfortunately, we identify what is the root cause of this one. Let's take a look why. Because some of the students, they haven't secured any job placement because they are quite choosy in terms of determining which company they are interested to work in. Okay. I think I've discussed with this with Dr. Fatima, and some of our students, bila kita tanya kan, okay, Norina, you nak kerja kat mana? And dia akan cakap macam, tengoklah aku kalau boleh nak kerja kat government lah, sebab parents aku memang nak sangat aku kerja government. You know, that kind of perceptions. Yes, we truly understand why people are looking forward to work in government sector because of job security. Okay. Faham. But do you know that you have any other opportunities out there? If we change our strategy, if we change our method of looking for a job, inshallah, you will be able to secure your job placement. Okay. I know that some of you might worry about your future because of the pandemic situation. Kan you kata, alah sekarang ni dah lah orang kena buang kerja, macam mana lagi kita fresh grad nak cari kerja? Yes, I do understand that. But if you still use the same platform, if you still use the conventional way of looking for a job, benda tu akan dapat result yang sama. You will get the same results. So how to use or to look for another platform? The first one is look for multinational companies. Okay, the second one kat sini ni. Okay, for your information, multinational companies, their recruitments are different from GLCs or local private companies. Okay, for your information, kat Malaysia ni memanglah affected. Kat mana-mana pun affected economically because of the pandemic. Okay, but if we talk about the stability, MNC has a bigger opportunity as compared to local private company. Okay, so now try to switch. Try to look for the opportunities in terms of internship placement. Kita bukan cakap pasal job lagi tau, kita cakap pasal internship saja. Cari dekat MNCs. How? Kak Dila, macam mana nak tahu multinational companies tu kat mana? And apa company yang dikira sebagai multinational companies? Now, we can search at this platform. InvestKL. Okay, InvestKL is one of the agency which is responsible to bring over multinational companies to set up their hub in KL. So gila ni lubuk. Nak cakap kan, kalau korang pergi memancing kan, korang sahur satu part tu kan, confirm ikan ada kat situ. Inilah dia. Okay, InvestKL. InvestKL ni memang contoh macam Slumberjay, DSC Technology, semua ada dekat sini, InvestKL. Okay, so try to connect them through LinkedIn. Okay, Arifah, my colleague become a manager after I resign. Can I put her as a reference? Arifah, do you work together previously? My colleague become a manager after I resign. Boleh lah. Yes, you may. Okay, Arifah, to answer your questions, yes, you may. You can put her as your reference. Okay, so go back to this one, internship. Now, I do understand that some of you might already started your searching for your internship. Kan, even though you will be taking your internship in February, insyaAllah tahun depan, tapi you dah start kan. And I know that some of you might use the common platforms like JobStreet, graduan, internship.com, kan? Faham? So, but I just want to share with you this platform. Okay, what is this? LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is not a merely social media. No, it is more than that. Okay, do you know that you can look at any job opportunities in LinkedIn? How? Kak Dila, how? Okay, kat sini, dekat atas ni, can you see my cursor? Nampak ke? Okay, so akak bulat kat sini kan? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good, doctor. Thank you. So this is what we call as job portal. Okay, dekat macam bag, macam ni kan? Ni adalah job portal. So click on that. Okay, and then you pergi dekat search kat sini. I just wrote it down, finance. Okay, surprisingly, there are about 6,000 job vacancies which is related in finance in Malaysia. Banyak tak banyak kerja sebenarnya? Banyak. Okay, now, why do I relate LinkedIn with multinational companies? Okay, for your information, kalau you all nak tahu, cuba lepas ni tengok, okay, look at job streets and compare with LinkedIn. Okay, what to compare? Compare on the companies included in job streets and also LinkedIn. Okay, say for example, job streets, usually local private companies will use that platforms to advertise their job vacancies. Okay, as compared to LinkedIn, usually multinational companies will advertise their job vacancies in LinkedIn. So patah balik kepada lubuk lah, contohlah kalau company kan, contoh CIMB, they're looking for Islamic finance graduates. So will they connect and will they engage with IIUM ataupun dia akan pergi cari kat Lim Kok Wing? So dia mestilah dia akan cari UIA, betul tak? If we're talking about Islamic finance lah. Kalau kita cakap pasal designing ke apa ke, lebih pada Lim Kok Wing. Okay, so this is the similar analogy that I would like to share with you. So kalau company tu dia nak cari candidates who are willing to work in multinational companies, dia akan gunakan platform LinkedIn instead of JobStreet. So itu perbezaannya. Okay, now dekat LinkedIn, you can see that how many applicants are applying that particular positions. Okay, so you can see here actively recruiting how many applicants apply for that particular positions. Okay, and another one is that if you can do is, say for example, this Financially Asia. Okay, just browse through here. Okay, look for the people which is related with Financially Asia. You will see several people which is related with the same departments. Okay, connect with them. Ask them about job opportunities in Asia as Financially. So this is how you engage and you connect with the company. Okay, so lepas tu bila cakap, oh for information I apply this position, macam itulah kita nak gunakan LinkedIn untuk engage dan juga untuk apply position. Okay, so ini adalah untuk finance. Now let's take a look as agak tambah sikit je, finance internship. Agak tambah Islamic finance. So ada kat sini dalam 94 results, 94 results. Okay, so if you see here dekat CTOS basis, your profile matches this job. Actually in my profile, I mentioned about assessment, analysis. So this is how AI works. This is how AI play their role. Kalau kita dah create kita punya profile, so it helps us to identify which positions which is related with our interest. So itu penting. So dia dah membantu you untuk cari positions mana yang terbaik untuk you sendiri. Okay. So lepas ni menggunakanlah LinkedIn untuk engage and also untuk cari peluang pekerjaan. Okay. So last advice would be please clean up your social media. If you have any, first of all, please avoid any controversial issues in your social media. If you think that social media is a platform for you to express your feelings, tak ada masalah. But please be careful with your words. If you are able to do it, please make it more private and select only friends. Only your friends can look at your post. Okay, sebab kita tak nak. Do you know that there is a position what we call as social media executive? Their roles, even there are executives, but their role is to stalk the candidates before they proceed with the hiring. So memang benda tu sangat penting. Kita akan tengok social media kita punya candidates. So when we talk about recruitment nowadays, it's very different. That's why we couldn't compare with the previous 5 years back of recruitment process. Tak sama. Sekarang ni kita kena kreatif. Kita kena gunakan kita punya social media. We have to use our social media as our portfolio. The things that we cannot include in our resume, we can showcase that in our social media. So say for example, when you have your interview, you can just, okay, can I share my slide? Okay, actually I want to show you my LinkedIn profile. So in here, you can see I actively involved in So that's how you use social media during interview. Okay.
Usually Adila, the social media executive ni hired by apa? A big company ke usually akan stalk the candidates, the potential candidates ke small company also can do that?
Depends, doktor. Tapi selalu memang ada.
Wow.
Even ourselves, kita UIA, okay, for your information, alhamdulillah doktor, proud to say that alhamdulillah we managed to hire another 2 new counselors.
Okay,
Seorang, alhamdulillah. So kami memang proud, memang admit that sebenarnya ada dalam 100 tau candidates doktor untuk 2 position. So memang kita tengok, kita memang stalk satu-satu. Oh dia ni buat apa, dia ni buat apa. Ya doktor.
You all
So,
kena careful tau.
So me myself doktor, LinkedIn ni saya masih lagi belajar tau sebenarnya. Tu yang saya masih slow lagi lah in terms of LinkedIn. Tapi kalau macam nak connect dengan company tu, adalah connect macam tu. Tapi nak update selalu tu masih lagi kurang. Itu pun saya kena belajar. Tapi nak cakapnya, LinkedIn is very powerful tool, doktor, untuk secure job placement. Even kami punya boss lah, very careful, dia ada reject candidate sebab candidate tu tak ada social media. Pun ada. Walaupun CGPA dia 3.7 tapi dia tak ada social media, to him is there's something wrong. You're not up to date. So
tak
itulah.
technology wise, tak teknologi ni lah kan. Currently because kita ni pun more towards technology. So you need to be hands on lah with the technology base kan actually.
Exactly. Betul doktor. Okay. So I think that's all from me. Okay, kejap. Tengok ada soalan ke?
Ada question. Abi Afifah.
Is it okay to have? You can ask Dr. Fatimah for that.
Kalau video record, we have recorded your sharing discussion, but is it okay for us to upload this video in YouTube, Sister Adila? Because boleh okay lah kalau macam tu. Okay. So we intend to upload this recording session in the IFSC punya page kan, Azwan and Ilmi.
Yep, YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
Wow.
They have their own YouTube channel. And also slide. Is that okay, Adila? Boleh ke slide?
Boleh? Oh, saya
Hmm.
boleh nanti saya email doktor. Tak ada
Okay,
masalah.
okay. Thank you. Nanti I akan upload and then I will inform IFC lah how to give out the slide later on. Okay.
Boleh. So I think that's all from me, Doctor. If there's no any questions from the students, my apology for any shortcoming from my end. Minta maaf batu-batu semua tu, kalau ada yang point tak sampai tu sangat-sangat minta maaf. So if you need any consultation with me and also Brother Afi is also counselor who is in charge in career section as well, same with me. You can book an appointment with us through iMaklum, e-services, my services, and then e-counseling, and then you can book through online. Okay, you can choose your preferred time lah, based on our availability, inshallah.
Okay. Okay, so from tu je Adila, any add up information tak? Oh, tu je.
For me tak ada dah.
Tak dah. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you Sister Adila for your willingness to share your knowledge to us. It is actually it is quite new for me as well regarding the ATS system and then the working experience, by means that you need to sell yourself rather than putting the job description kan. You need to show your contribution to the company or the internship ke apa kan. And then the projects to show what is the outcome, the results that you have found out from your group project. So students, bear in mind your group project is very, very important, not just to fulfill, to get the marks, but to get knowledge from there. What have you found out from the group project that you have done earlier? For example, macam Cik I nak brief sikit lah, like macam financial statement analysis tu, what you have found out from there, from the AFIFI subject, what you have found out, you have know that Sharia contract have done through Islamic bank practices using deposit product rather than a loan, something like that. Okay, and then it is hoped that this program can assist all of you students, MSS students, finance, business, accounting students, economics, to provide good resume, and I hope that you can find your internship placement, inshallah, very soon, and to know how to use which platform through this program. Okay. So thank you so much from our side. So I'll end this session with Surah Al-As. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much.